Boys, month 8, pandemic. How's it feel knowing that we've done this for 8 months?
Feels like we're just getting started. Feels like we're about to run this thing back all over again, like we did from the start. Not good. Not good. Below not good.
Yeah. It's so funny. Yeah, like we don't know how Dee Dee's going to start these episodes, but like
No.
earlier, well, I guess late last week, I was just reminiscing about how a walk that my wife and I took before the baby was born, before any of all that. And I remember us talking about like what things would look like by the time she was born, which it was in early August. And this was probably in like April. And like we thought she'd be born into a normal world. And here we are in November, and it's just getting worse and weirder. And man, it's I'm so tired of everything.
I didn't want to start. Good.
This is our fear, right? Is that we knew with winter coming and less things happening that we were going to have to be inside. And it's literally as bad as it's ever been. And now we just know wintertime lockdown. Oh boy, get your puzzles ready, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to need to be going through a lot of those to come out on the other side of this thing.
Yeah, because I didn't want to start the episode like this. I just was like, I can't not start it like this because that's all that was on my mind. Like I'm watching the news again like I did 8 months ago. It's like, I don't know what my governor's going to say next. I don't know what my mayor's going to say next. I don't know what the health people are going to say next. So it's like, I have to watch the news every night like I did in March. But guys, I don't know, maybe this is going to be a depressing note. Depends on how you take it. But guys, what have you learned over the last 8 months? Is there anything you've learned about yourselves, about your families, about society, about, I don't know, anything that you're taking away from this 8 months?
Wow.
I have a positive that we can start with.
Okay.
I love working from home. I mean, I absolutely love it. And I think for me, and I think for a lot of other people out there, when things, God willing, do get back to normal, it's going to be hard for people to go back to work. Like if workplaces are saying you're going to have to be back in the office full time again, man, that's going to be a struggle for a lot of people. I know. I hope it doesn't happen to me because I love working from home. So that's one thing I learned.
Yeah. Amen to that, brother. That's been a beautiful thing to realize over the last few months here. I guess something that I realized is that people just generally, we knew people didn't care and that they weren't nice. And now that just reiterates it even more so when you can't even see half of their face. The common courtesy has completely gone out the window. and that's a shame. And I hope it comes back. But just that general kindness that you would get from a random stranger walking on the street has just completely been eliminated over the course of the past 8 months.
The thing that I learned the most is that, like, I thought I was paying too much for streaming services. I thought I had too many. I thought I was like, there's no reason you don't need to have all of Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Peacock, all these things. No, they could charge me so much more. I need all of these things. And I am so happy to have all of these things. So shouts to the streaming worlds. Shouts to whoever is the first person that said we can stream television back in whatever year. Shouts to you. Because, like, dude, that's what I've, like, learned the most is, like, entertainment is just, I die without it. Like, I need something to watch on television. I don't care if it's good, bad, stupid, something I fall asleep to. I need it. Like, shouts to Disney Plus. I need all of them. Like, in a way that I honestly was getting ready to, like, figure out how to ditch them before the pandemic happened. And now 8 months in, I'm like, give me more. Who else is starting a streaming service? Is the Brunch Breakdown going to start a streaming service? Let's do it. Like, I'll pay for it. Let's go.
I love that. Yeah. And one other thing that I've absolutely learned is that I was, really trying to, I have friends that are introverts and very much so. And I've always tried to understand that side of it. I've never been that person, but I've always tried to understand that side of it. Now, I completely don't get it. There's no way. I'm not on board with it. I can't. I'm done. I'm done. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I don't understand your thought process that this is like life, not just like a moment in time of life. This is life. So I'm sorry. I tried. No more sympathy. Like, get your asses out when we get back to normal.
I love it. Well, welcome to the Brunch Breakdown. It's Didi out here in California. Chris and Dan are in Pennsylvania. And guys, by the way, what level of lockdown are you guys in right now? Because we are like on don't leave your house or you'll die. That's what we're on.
Oh yeah, no, in PA, I think they just said something today, and they're just like, yeah, whatever. Like, we can't really do anything. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
think they're like strongly suggesting, but it's not actually on lockdown as far as I know.
No, it's not. They used to have this yellow, green, red, phase, different areas that you could do for each county.
And we were so again, like when I reminisce and look back, like I think about how I took red. So like I was like, oh my God, we're in red right now. And now we're like, what do these colors mean? Like they don't mean, come on, what are you doing?
Right. We used to be like, "Our
Everybody's
numbers are good enough to get to yellow. Come on." And
yeah.
now that's what they said. They're like, we're not gonna do the color thing anymore. We just don't know what to do. They're just recommending that you wear a mask literally everywhere you go, whether you're inside, whether you're outside. If you're with anybody other than people that live in your house, you should be wearing a mask at all times because they know they can't like knock on people's doors and start enforcing that. So it's basically don't go anywhere, but if you do, you better be masked up or you're gonna be taken into custody.
Yeah, here it's just funny because I think they realized everybody had colors. I think they still use the colors in California and stuff. Purple's like really bad or whatever, but like
Ooh,
I think they
I
realized that
wish.
like they can't really enforce it. Like police aren't going to come busting through your door because they think there are more than 3 families at your house. So I
Yeah.
think they all just were like, screw it, like do whatever you guys want. We'll be in this forever. But yeah. Anyways, the Brunch Breakdown. We have a great show for you guys today. It's gonna be awesome. Now, that's what I call brunch, is what we're calling this episode, because this is volume 1 of us going through, and it should be a fun way of going through the classic Now albums and having a sweet music conversation, which I'm very, very excited about. We're also going to be we'll get to NHL jerseys, man. They look pretty sweet. Some look pretty awful. We're going to talk about that. And if we have time, we'll get to the Ticketmaster COVID experience that they've got going on. But, let's get it started with something that we all need. And I don't need a mask for this at my house. Brews Day. Chris, get us started with
Yeah, man.
what
Well,
you drinking.
it's a juicy menu today, I would say. We got some juicy topics. So I decided to go with the Juicy Ass IPA from Flying Monkey. I picked it up just because the art on the can was really cool, and turns out it's quite delightful. So
Love it.
yeah, gonna give this one a shot today.
Give us that first sip taster review. Give us a little Steel City Dan, a little step into it. Take us on your tongue right now.
No, see, I can't do what you do, Dan. I I don't know what notes it's giving me or anything like that, but I like it. It tastes great. It's a 6.5 ABV, so a little bit on the lighter side for an IPA, but nevertheless delightful. And yeah, we'll go with juicy. We'll go with juicy for the description.
It's a start.
I like it. I like it. I'm going to go second, mainly because I can't follow Dan. Like, I was listening to the podcast last week and I was like, I can't follow him. Like, it's like me coming on right after he does his whole thing. I can't follow him on Bruce Day.
Yeah, because
So,
Dan tells you every single detail about it, and then me and Dieter are just like, I like it because I like it. It's just I like it. That's what it is.
all right. So I got this over the weekend. It's a Coronado Brewing Company, Weekend Vibes. Weekend Vibes. I grabbed it because it called my name. Grabbed it on Saturday. I was having wings, and I love eating wings and having an IPA, by the way. That's just like my thing. And I had it, and it's very good. Citrusy, makes you feel like it's the weekend. So big shouts to Weekend Vibes, Coronado Brewing Company here in California. That's what I got. I like
See,
it.
Dee Dee dropped the word citrusy, which put my description to shame. So nice work, Dee Dee.
We're
Very,
building.
very nice work.
We're building. We're getting there, gentlemen. Excellent work.
Here's
Excellent work.
Dan with the crescendo. Dan, what are you drinking?
Now it's time for the headliner, right? Here we go. And speaking of crescendo, we're getting to the loud part here. Kapow. This is a Kapow candy for my good friends at Grist House, local Pittsburgh brewery, craft brewery. Kapow candy, one of their great sour series that they have. They have a Kaboom candy and a Kapow candy, and this is part of the Kapow candy series. This one features pineapple, passion fruit, and guava. It's 7% sour, so in terms of a sour, it's a little bit on that heavier end, but you wouldn't know it when you drink it, and it's blended super, super well with all three of those fruits. It's very tropical, and there's a great balance of tart and sour. If you don't like overly sour beers or overly tart beers, this might be one for you because they balance really, really well. So love the Kapow Candy series, and this one in particular, the pineapple, passion fruit, and guava from my good friends at Grist House. So gentlemen, cheers. I'm a big fan of sours. Love them. So this is a good sour one to have for a brews day. And
I like
Cheers,
cheers.
it.
boys.
Cheers, boys.
And kapow rhymes with now, so that works out very well.
Boom.
Oh, boom,
I love
boom.
it.
Well,
Look at all
well,
this.
since we have all this synergy going, let's get it off our chest. Chris, get us started. What's on your mind, sir?
Yeah,
Get it
okay.
off your chest.
I had a music topic on my mind for a couple of weeks, and since we're diving into now and all this music this week, it felt like a good opportunity to talk about this one. Um, just generally speaking, I really get upset and kind of hate when bands trash their old stuff. How do you guys feel about that?
Oh, I don't like that either. I'm
Yeah.
with you. I don't
Yeah.
like it either.
That's
Because
what God's aware that they are. And you can't just, whether you're sick of it or not, you can't publicly express it that way.
Yeah.
yeah, because I understand. Because Jay-Z has Big Pimpin', right? He talks about this a lot, and it is a very explicit song, and he has family now. Like he's got several kids and all this stuff, and he doesn't like the song anymore. But I'm like, you can keep that to yourself. Like you don't have to play it live anymore, I guess. Whatever. But like,
Mhm.
keep it to yourself. Like, that song reminds me of ninth grade of like high school. Like I love that song. You know what I mean? But I don't like when they do it either. It really ticks me off.
Yeah. So we're all on the same page. Yeah, I kind of think the same way. Like, as I understand that bands and artists evolve over time, if they're lucky enough to have a long career in the music industry, that's probably what should happen. Your music, your sound should change over time. But I really get bummed out and upset when I hear bands that I grew up loving, trashing their old stuff and almost like, making fun of it in public forums where the people that are watching, listening, and are interested in what you have to say probably fell in love with you because of that first album you put out or that second album or your first hit single. This specifically came on my radar because a band from our city, Punchline, they were a pop punk band that got pretty big when that scene was going in the early 2000s. They had a live stream on Facebook of one of their sets, and the guys from the band were, commenting along with the people that were watching on the Facebook page. And I wasn't watching, but a friend of mine from college, Danny Doherty, Dan, I think you know him. He's a big fan of Punchline too. And he pointed it out and he texted me out of the blue. He just said, what this topic is, I hate when bands trash their old stuff. And then I dove in and saw that they were, making fun of their early albums. And it just bums me out. So that's what I wanted to get off my chest is that, if you ever, a lot of very famous artists listen to this podcast. So if you ever get, so inclined to trash your old stuff, maybe keep it to yourself because a lot of us fell in love with you because of that music, and we may still love it.
That's a good one.
That's good. That's very good.
Yeah. Yeah. Shouts to all the artists out there trashing your own stuff. Stop. Quit it.
Please. Yeah.
Dan, get it off your chest.
What I'm going to get off my chest is this week is last week I had the opportunity, my fiance and I went on a little mini trip in a as safe as way as possible. We thought, where can we travel to by car safely, do some safe outdoor things, maybe check out a few breweries and get the hell back home. So we had the opportunity. We traveled down to the great state of Virginia, not too far here from Pittsburgh. Traveled to Richmond and Norfolk, cities that I hadn't been to. And I tell you what, guys, I lived in the South for a brief period of time before I had a chance to live in North Carolina. And this just reiterates it for me that people in the South are so much nicer than anywhere else in the country. It's ridiculous. It's like a different world down there. Whether we looked like tourists or not, depending on where we went. Some people knew we were from out of town, other people didn't. Just people working places, people on the street. I talked about earlier how common courtesy has kind of gone out the window, especially with people wearing masks and trying to stay away from people. That's true down there, but that common courtesy is still kind of, it's still there. It's still there. People still hold doors for people. They still say hello. They still welcome you. And the people in the South, again, I've always kind of felt this way, and it just reiterated it even more to me this past week traveling to Virginia. And it was just nice to kind of be after this weird 8-month stretch where you don't really get to meet new people or go many places outside of your house, to go to a couple of places safely and then still have that interaction with people and be like, hey, you're welcomed here. We want you here. We're all safe here. Nice to have you. Nice to meet you. So shouts to the people of Virginia and of the South overall. Fantastic pimento cheese. I got to have my pimento cheese again, which above the Mason-Dixon line is just complete garbage. So don't even tell me you have it anywhere good. It's a known fact. So got to do that. Like I said, got to experience a couple of breweries, which was nice. We could be outside. It was still relatively warm there. We tried 35 beers in 3 days, and it was wonderful. 35 different beers. Not all full sizes. We didn't have 35 each, anything like that. There is sharing going on, smaller glasses, flights, things like that. So it was wonderful to experience some new things in a safe way. I highly recommend either of those cities. I'll definitely be going back there again for all of that. So that was my week last week, boys. Some positivity as things are getting worse, trying to be a little bit positive here.
Wow. Good thing you and Shannon aren't getting married for like a long time, because they're going to have to work off those LBs from all that
Dude, you're
beer,
not kidding.
dude.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It was like, whoa, we didn't eat a lot. We drank a lot. I mean, the food was wonderful down there. Food's better in the South. Conversation's better in the South. I'm not going to say beer is better in the South. Not there yet. It did make me appreciate some of the breweries I've had the chance to experience. Right there. Among others. Some really, really great ones. Shouts to The Answer is one in particular that stuck out. We had 12 different beers that they had on tap there. It was wonderful. So yeah, we definitely have some work to do as we head into the holiday season. Work off those pounds before we put some more on.
All right, well, guys, here's what I gotta get off my chest. Lil Nas X just put out this song called "Holiday," right? And we'll talk about this later on in what we're listening to. But the video, he is this futuristic Santa Claus, right? This Santa Claus that is like just super blinged out. The reindeer look like robots. His sleigh looks like a car. And it got me thinking, in this year of 2020, where we're not going to see Santa Claus that much, like pretty much Macy's canceled Santa Claus, like all these malls, they can't do Santa Claus, they can't do the crowds, all that stuff. So we're not going to see Santa Claus. I think it's time to rework Santa Claus. I think we need to change the look of him, because he's had the same look forever. I think it's time to change it up. I think it's time for Santa to go shopping and we get a new look for Santa in this year. And then 2021 comes out and it's like, bam, this new generation of children right now who are going to be sitting on Santa's lap now get a new looking Santa. You know what I mean? Like, Santa doesn't have to be fat. He can be, but he doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to even wear red if he doesn't want to, but he needs a new look. It's too old, and Lil Nas X brought that to my mind, that like, wait, Santa needs to look different now. He just needs to. You know, because it's like, you already have Santas in different malls that are different colors. That's fine. But they all don't have to be the same Santa. We need a new Santa look. That's what I got to get off my chest. Let me know if you agree, Brunch fam.
Do
But
you
Santa needs a new
have
look.
do you have a proposal for what some of the new Santa styles or style elements might be?
I think it needs to be a little bit more slim fit, you know?
Okay.
I think it needs just to be a little more tailored. That's all. It's like he wears the bulky clothes. He wears like hammer pants. Like we don't need that. Maybe he doesn't want to wear big, thick black boots. You know what I mean? Maybe he doesn't want to do that. Maybe he wants to wear dress shoes. Maybe he wants to wear tennis shoes. We wear tennis shoes now everywhere. We don't wear big black boots everywhere. So I think I don't have an exact way, but I just think there needs to be some changes in Santa, and we have a year to reset Santa Claus. We have a year. We can do it.
The way you describe Santa's baggy clothes makes it sound like he's probably still listening to the Now Volume 1. But so if Santa is slim fit, then we're probably not leaving cookies and milk for him, are we?
Oh, see? Another thing. At Chris Gates' house, he could leave protein bars. Like...
Okay.
I don't know but you can still enjoy those things. But I think, I just think we care about fitness so much now. You know what I mean? And I think Santa doesn't have to be, overweight. Santa can be a little bit more fit. He can be, hulked out.
He should
Doesn't
set a
have to
better
be that way.
example for the children is what he should do.
Another reason why it's time to reset Santa. We've got a year, guys.
I didn't know I was in on this, but the more I'm talking, the more I'm in on it. Let's go. I'll write the dieting guide ebook for Santa, and then we'll just get rolling. Let's make it happen.
Let's go.
I literally could not hate this anymore than I do right now. I tried, playing it through my mind. Nothing's sticking there. No. Give me fat, give me old, give me the beard, give me the red, give me the boots. Let's go. I don't need Santa coming in trying to steal my haircut. I don't need that. I don't need that.
See, you're just jealous now. You're like, wait, I have to get rid of my haircut if Santa takes my haircut.
So
I had two men complimenting me on my haircut in Virginia for no reason, out of nowhere. It was wonderful. I don't need Santa coming and stealing this style, and I got to try to change this thing up again.
Yeah, if Santa takes your style, then does that mean you have to go the old Santa route and just get like really fat?
I'll take his back. I'll show him.
Dan will just keep drinking 36 beers a weekend.
Right. Hey, I will slide down any chimney if anybody's leaving me cookies and beer. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, a flight! Wonderful. Extra gifts.
I gotta say, a new Santa Claus coming down your chimney, but he wants IPAs at the table.
I'm all for it. Now you've got me in.
See, we're workshopping this. We'll get back to this, and we'll figure out a plan for how we can rework Santa. But I wanted to get the conversation started because not enough has been said about how we have a year to reset this stuff. So, shouts to Santa, but it's time for new. Well, boys, let's get into something that we've been talking about for a while behind the scenes, but now we're giving it to the people here in the main course. Now, that's what I call Brunch Volume 1. Whose idea was this, by the way? I can't remember. Do you remember?
I can't remember either. We were talking post-episode one time about, I don't remember how it came up, honestly.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Yeah, well, we're going to go through the Now albums, the classic Now albums. We're not going to do all 1 million of them right now. We've cut these up into segments. Dan, you want to tell us how we're going to go through these Now albums so everybody knows how it's going to go down?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, we would be here forever if we broke down each one of these albums individually. And frankly, we don't have the time for it, neither do you. So we try to be fair and do it in a way where we're going to clump these things together in groups based on time periods, okay? And we're going to do 4 separate time periods to break those things up evenly. We'll pick our favorites out of each of those 4 time periods, and we'll have a final 4, and we'll ultimately pick the best Now album of all time. So we're going to start today. First, Now Volume 1 came out in 1998. So we're going to start with 1998 through 2004, peak time for music. There are 17 total albums there. And then in the following episode, we'll get to 2005 through 2009 and go on from there until we move our way all the way up into current day. So 17 amazing albums to go through here today to try to figure out which one of those is the best. And gentlemen, this was a tedious task, if I do say so myself.
Yes.
It's a lot of music. It's a lot of good music.
Yes. So how are we going to get started? Get our first one?
So are we just going to go, are we going to review each one, or like, what are we going to do?
What do you guys think? I have a couple notes on almost all of them, and then I have my what I'll call my top 3.
Okay, well, I'll say the first one, the very first now that's what I call music, volume 1 in the US, by the way, is pretty great. I haven't heard a lot of those songs in a really, really long time. It's not my favorite. That's not my pick for the one that, I'm going to be fighting for. But no, that album is like really, really good. Like the cool thing about doing this was just some of the songs that not necessarily forgot about. I don't think forgot about's the right word, or just haven't heard in a really long time. And it just felt good to like listen to, to throw some Janet Jackson on and be like, whoa, this is good.
Yeah, volume 1 is very strong, but I think more so the first half of it is super strong. The back half is a little weak. I don't need so much of, some of these. There we go. Once you get past Mbop there at number 9, you start to dip. But look at that beginning. Backstreet Boys, Janet Jackson, "The Way" by Fastball. What an amazing song. Flagpole Sitta, Harvey Danger, amazing song. Spice Girls, Casey and JoJo. Like, this is a very, very strong now one. They came out swinging for sure.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. When when we set this daunting task up of reviewing this much music, I was honestly a little bit scared. But then when I looked at and started listening to Now One, I mean I was into it immediately. The first Now really set the bar high, and I think it's like of the ones we're reviewing in this episode, it is certainly near the top.
Yeah.
In my book, I like Didi said, it's not going to be the one that I pick, but I think it's solidly near the top. And don't sleep on Sex and Candy, man. That song was fantastic, and
that song creeped me out.
I was super nervous to listen to that song when my parents were around when I was a little kid. So
yeah,
great memories.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, Casey and JoJo, you just forget. It's for not forget. You just haven't listened. I haven't listened to Casey and JoJo in forever.
Yeah,
that was honestly the best part about this was all of the R&B groups that I like just haven't listened to. Mm-hmm. Jagged Edge got a lot of play last night, like just in my head. I was like washing bottles last night, and friggin' I'm just playing lots of Jagged Edge because of Now. So,
yeah, Casey and JoJo made quite a few appearances on these Now albums too, which was like, it actually surprised me. I didn't like some of the songs. I don't know, maybe I heard them back in the day, but I when I listened to them again this week, it seemed like it was the first time I had ever heard some of these songs that they had. So, because everybody knows All My Life by Casey and JoJo. That was everybody's middle school slow dance. I had a crush on a girl in 5th grade song, but they had some sleepers.
Dude, not even sleepers. Casey and JoJo that was huge. They were huge at a time. Are they still alive? I hope so. Hope everybody's good. Hope Casey and JoJo are still good. I have no idea. We'll have to look back on that at another brunch breakdown. But yeah, I love this Now. I do love Now One. But should we go to our favorites?
Let's go to our favorites, yeah.
All right. So I have some favorites, but here, Now 7. Okay. Now 7 is quite possibly my favorite to listen to but not my favorite for the top. I really like Now 7. I'm trying to pull up the track list right now. Crap, can't pull it up. This is great.
I got
Great
it.
production. You got it?
You got it?
Oh, yeah. There we go. Listen to the playlist for Now 7 if you're not watching on YouTube. Survivor, Destiny's Child. You've got Jennifer Lopez. You've got 3LW. You've got Britney Spears, S Club 7. Don't forget the gods, S Club 7.
Amazing.
You got this, I Promise. You got the Fiesta remix, Get Ride With Me by Nelly. Mandy Moore's In My Pocket. All for You. We got more Janet Jackson. Like, this one is, you could play this Now album at like your New Year's Eve party and everybody's good.
Yeah, you could.
Like, I'm dead serious. Like, you could play this and people would be like losing their mind. Danger by Mysticals on this? City Highs on this? It was tough not to pick this as my number one, but this was definitely a number two for me. Was Now 7 was definitely my number two. But number one, my favorite, was Now 14, because Beyonce's Crazy in Love is on there. Justin Timberlake's Senorita is on there. And there's a couple Time and Place records that I feel like, you know, the young ones, they don't really know about these things. Like you have Lumi D is on there. Uh-oh. That is a jam. And I feel like anybody who was around at that time, in that summer, they remember that song. But like, you don't know that song outside of that summer. So there's the time and place thing. And like Chingy's right there. You know what I mean? What the hook gonna be? Murphy Lee. That's another time and place kind of thing. Because like, who knows where Murphy Lee is now? No one knows. But the Saint Lunatics were a thing. Nelly had a group. They're called the Saint Lunatics. What the hook gonna be was Murphy Lee's single. It is a great song. Stacy's Mom is on there. I mean, from top to bottom, Nickelback is on there too, you know? And as much as you want to say you hate Nickelback, they're there. And the thing that topped this off for me though, right? Liz Phair, Why Can't I? Because Why Can't I Breathe? Why can't I breathe? That, guys,
That's what topped it off.
that's what topped it off for me. I'm listening to this and I'm just like, oh my God, that song is in, because I am a fan of lots of like romantic comedy, coming of age, high school movies, things like that. That song's in all of them. It's in every single one of them. Everyone. And when that comes on, it's like, okay, that's it. Not Brunch, Now 14 is Now 14. That's my number one pick, guys. That's my number one. You go down that list, you can't mess with that.
No, yeah, I mean, you're right. That is the both of them that you walk through, 7 and 14, are solid. But yeah, 14 is very solid. I can't argue with anything on there. And just it heartens me to see some of the pop punk bands on these Now albums. Like the Ataris are on Now 14. Yeah. Shout out, man. Big time shouts.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like Baby Bash and Frankie J, Sugar. I mean, come on. Like, it's 14 is stellar.
14 is good. 14 is good. I do not have 14 as my favorite or my runner-up. So we're gonna have a good debate here, and it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. What I'll say as my runner-up, I think, is I did have Volume 1 on here, but we won't use that since we went through that. So I'm gonna go with Volume 3 as my runner-up, as my notable favorite or notable entry. That's not the winner for me. There are some absolute jams on Now Volume 3. Starting off with All Star by Smash Mouth, American Woman, Lenny Kravitz. We get Blink 182. I think this is the first appearance from Blink 182 on a Now track list, and they're up there. Bailamos, Enrique, Britney's on here. Backstreet Boys are in here. This is peak time for all of these bands, right? We're getting hits. We're not getting some of that late garbage slow songs from these boy bands that we don't need. In the best music of this time. There we go. Casey and JoJo, Fatboy Slim. We get Nookie from Limp Bizkit. There is just hit after hit after hit on here. 98 Degrees, Out of My Head by Fastball. Don't forget that one too. I mean, Volume 3 came in strong. Okay, Volume 3 came in really, really strong. But my favorite has to be the follow-up, Volume 4. Volume 4, I think, is the best version of Now that there is for a number of reasons. If you're watching, take a look at what's in front of you. What did I tell you about those boy band hits?
Look at the masterpiece in front of you right
Look at
now.
that. Larger than life Backstreet Boys. You get Mark Anthony. Blue Dabba Dee by Eiffel 65. Who doesn't freaking know that jam?
Hey, I wrote down in my notes that Blue, while it is a rather annoying song, everybody, not in the country, across the globe was singing that song. Like that song was a global thing, and it deserves the credit that it deserves.
Time and place. That's real big on these Now lists. The time and place thing there. It's like no one's playing that in your car for your kids 20 years later. But just that, something about that.
Exactly. You Drive Me Crazy by Britney Spears. One of her best, without a doubt. We get Savage Garden. I love Savage Garden. I knew I loved you, Savage Garden. Meet Virginia by Train. Come on. We all love train tracks on Sirius XM. My boy Pat Monahan's rocking it. Everybody knows Meet Virginia. Fans of the Chris and Dad podcast will know that was usually Beat Virginia, which we used there a while too. Again, there's Smash Mouth. We get Blink 182 again. Hit after hit after hit. There is one track on here, one that makes this a near perfect album. That's not a perfect album. And I know some people won't agree with me on this, but I Try by I almost said Tracy McGrady.
A version I want to hear, by the way. I want to hear Tracy McGrady.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
At Tracy McGrady, we want to hear you sing I Try by Macy Gray.
I Try by Macy Gray is an absolutely horrendous song. And it's the worst thing on this album by far, but it's not enough to bring it down to anything but the best that there is. So Now Volume 4 is the one for me.
Yeah, Volume 4 is good. It even has like a Hanson deep cut on it.
Yes, exactly.
Like I feel like as I was reviewing these, there were a number of Hanson songs, and obviously MMMBop was one of them. But like I think MMMBop made Hanson kind of a joke, but they actually had some follow-up songs that were really good.
Yes, exactly. Candy by Mandy Moore. I forgot how freaking great that song is.
Right.
I need more Mandy Moore music in my life. I really do. Man, these are just amazing. These are Try Again by Aaliyah. Holy hell. Don't get me started. Volume 4. Give it to me, Volume 4.
It's good. That's
like
good.
Well, you guys already mentioned some of my honorable mentions, some of my runner-ups, so I will just go into my pick, which is, so Didi, you picked number 7?
I picked 14.
Or you picked
7
14.
was one of my 7 was my second favorite. I was going back and forth basically until we started recording, but which one I was going to go with.
Gotcha. Okay, so I had 7 as my number 3. I had 1 as my number 2. These numbers are confusing me. And then I had 5 as my number 1. So I just put that up again. If you're watching, we got the track list in front of you. But like one of NSYNC's classics kicks it off. 98 Degrees is on there with a song that, like, you know, we need to give 98 Degrees some respect. I think they were a boy band that were like 3rd, 4th tier. And they didn't get the respect that they deserve. They had some bangers. They had some fire songs. 98 Degrees.
Yeah, they always had the 4th best song out of every group that was out. Like that.
Una Noche is on this one, boys.
That's the one right there, though.
This one reminded me that Jessica Simpson, like while her career ended as kind of a joke, she actually had some pipes. Like she could sing, and she had a good song on there. Although I will say, I saw her in concert when I was in like middle school, and she was terrible. But that's not part of that's not part of this discussion. Mystical's on there again. Aaron Carter. Do you guys remember him? And he had Aaron's Party, which is tremendous. His music videos were tremendous as a kid. And we have to shout out his song with Shaq, even though it's not on this playlist. Mandy Moore on here again. I'm with you, Dan. Mandy Moore. I actually, in listening back to these now albums, got a little bit angry that she chose acting instead of singing because her music was tremendous.
Yes.
What else do I want to say about now number 5? Cisco's on there. I thought that would have drawn Dee Dee in.
There's some great radio rock on this album, for sure. There's some really good radio rock. As much as we don't necessarily love these songs, but like Kryptonite by Three Doors Down, Wonderful by Everclear, Absolutely by 9 Days. There's just some solid radio rock in the back half of this album.
Yeah, absolutely. With one that's, I mean, one of the catchiest radio rock choruses
Yes.
of all time. I will still to this day find myself randomly singing that song sometimes.
Now
this
5
is a story of a girl.
Now 5 is very strong. This is very strong. I had this written down when I was like just going through notes and like putting things in my phone when I heard something. Now 5 is very good. I mean, you've got jumping on here.
Yeah.
Like there's I mean, yeah, there's some really good. And Cisco's Incomplete is what fun fact, Incomplete has sold more records than Thong Song.
What?
From a Cisco fan, just letting you know.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Would not have
I don't know what
guessed
it's okay, so here's the thing. I don't know what it's done over time. I'm sure Thong Song has sold more than it now, but in that time period, he sold more with Incomplete than he did with Thong Song. It was like one of those fun facts with Cisco. It was like Incomplete sold a ton of records.
That's impressive.
Yeah. There's your Cisco fun fact of the day by me.
We should have one of those every episode. Okay, so then what are our final picks are 14, 5, and Dan, yours was 4. All right, well, I mean, here's where the debate begins, and we got to start, because we have to land on one, right? We have to land on one of them.
Yeah.
Luckily, it seems like we all like each other's picks, so that's a good start.
I do, and I'm happy that I do, but here's the reason why 4 can't be it, okay? 4 can't be it because it's got a Hanson deep cut, trash. It's got a Montel Jordan deep cut, and there's only one Montel Jordan song. Sorry, guys. There's one Montel Jordan song. Like, that's it. And this is how we do it. There's a Montel Jordan song on there. And Trains Meet Virginia, okay? I like Train.
You love that song.
I like Train. I do like Train. I like Train a lot. But Meet Virginia, not going in, not one of my faves. Not one of my faves. That's why 4 can't be it. Because Hanson and Montel deep cuts and then Train's okay song, Meet Virginia. Gotta go.
What if it was Drops of Jupiter? Would this be a different discussion?
It'd be hard not to pick 4. Let's just being honest. Okay. It'd be hard not to pick 4. Drops of Jupiter is, come on. Like.
Those are fair. I also don't like that it's Lenny Kravitz's, like, it's not my favorite Lenny Kravitz song, but Lenny Kravitz, man, this reminded me how big of like an icon Lenny Kravitz was.
He was on this a lot. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah.
Okay.
So 14 and 5 are your guys's?
14 and 5. Do you want me to bring those back up? Would that be helpful?
Might be.
All right. So, 5 as compared to 14. I mean, like, I feel like we need to take like a top 3 songs off of these two and then pit them head to head. And like, of the top 3, like, which are stronger, or like do something like that. You know what I mean?
Boy, this is tough.
I feel like having one of Destiny's Child's earliest songs. It was Jumpin' when they were a 4-piece.
Oh yeah, that was early. That was like second. I want to say that was like second single, like because No was the first one, and then I think Jumpin' was right after that.
And they had Bills in there too, right? That was one of them.
Yeah.
I feel like that's got to be In Sync. It's going to be me. That's a heavy hitter. Huge. For sure.
Yeah.
Britney Spears' Lucky is a heavy hitter. Are those the three biggest, do you think?
I mean, there's some interesting stuff on here though, because it's like Bon Jovi's "It's My Life's" on there.
That song was huge.
No, it's huge. I mean, it's huge. Like that song is huge. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't really matter. Janet Jackson's on there. That was on like the something Doctor Doolittle or Nutty Professor soundtrack. One of those two, something like that. But yeah, like that song's great. "Case of My Ex" by Maya is like one of my favorite songs of all time. Like 5 is.
Okay,
kinda tough.
let's pull up 14. Oh boy.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, man.
Like it's tough. It's a tough one. I feel like if there's any reason why we can't move 14 on, and it's because there's like a bad R. Kelly song on here.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Like, and that happened on a lot of these Now albums. There was like a random R. Kelly song that
Yeah.
had no business being there.
That's what I
Yeah.
think the thing is that there are more bad songs on 14 than 5. There also might be more Nickelback. I can't do it.
That's tough.
That one's not good. I also, again, what I talked about is the boy band era. We're in the heart of it here because once we move on to the next time period, it's going to be a big shift. We're in singles territory here for Justin Timberlake with Senorita is an amazing song.
Yeah.
We have no Backstreet Boys. We have no NSYNC on here. And that's hard for me.
I will give this one some love though for like Good Charlotte, Fountains of Wayne, the Ataris. I love that they're on here.
Another thing that I like about this one when going through these Now albums is like how bad they fall off after like song 10, the majority of them.
Right.
It's like song 10, 11 hits, and then all of a sudden you're like, what is happening? Like you guys could have ended the album. Like you guys didn't have to put 19 on here.
A lot of them are front heavy that way. Absolutely.
But this one has some solid gems at the end. Boys of Summer, Stacy's Mom, Why Can't I? You know, no, it's got Nickelback in the end, but Nickelback is a big deal.
I can't believe you like that Liz Fair song.
Oh my God. Guys, Why Can't I? Liz Fair, come on.
Well, have either of you changed your mind? Because I think I know, since mine's been eliminated, I think I know which one I lean towards, but I'm curious. Is this like an Office? What episode of The Office was that where they're discussing Hillary Swank or whether she's hot or not? People get entrenched in their own opinion from the beginning, and they never change their mind.
Yeah, and Kevin just goes back and forth like 5 times.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm going 5.
Okay.
You're going 5.
Mine's gone. It's 5. Like after looking at that, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. 5 is 5's it.
I'm going to go 5 as well.
Yeah, it didn't.
Chris is like, I'm going 14. All right, Kevin, get over here.
Guess what, guys? Actually, while you were talking, I looked up number 17, and we're going to change it. No, yeah, 5. Obviously, 5. Yeah, 5.
Yeah,
Strong.
It's 5. Yeah, because I just looking at the list, man. I think what got me with 14 was that like the highs on 14 are as high as they get. Because there's like it's Chingy's career records on there. Like Beyonce's "Crazy in Love" is still crazy.
Yeah.
Senorita is. I mean, there probably aren't 3 Justin Timberlake songs better than Senorita. Like the highs got me, and the Lumi D thing got me too. Yeah, but yeah, it's 5. It's a better.
So now volume 5 is the first to advance in our Now bracket series. You know, it's going to have a heavy task ahead of it. We've got a Thanksgiving episode next week. So in 2 weeks' time, we will pick this back up. We will be doing the Nows from 2005 to 2009. There are 15 albums over that period. Some strong contenders in there. So follow up. Let us know what you think. Let us know what your favorite is in those first 17 Now albums from 1998 to 2004. We laid them out for you here, but the brunch breakdown. Now, what is it now? That's what I call brunch. It's volume 5. Moving on to the next round.
I love it.
I like it.
Gosh, that was good, guys. I'm happy we're
Hey,
doing this.
in 2005 to 2009, like that was high school to college for all of us. And
Yeah.
I just remember that like music started to shift, like things
Yeah.
things changed in that period. So the music that we just looked at, as compared to what we're looking at next episode, Dan, like you said, it's gonna clearly be a different era.
It's gonna be a very different era, and I think it's honestly for us going to be the most difficult because of the reason you said, because of that time frame.
Yeah.
I really think it is because Didi, you mentioned the first half of those albums of 1 through 17 were all strong. Once you get to track like 10, they dropped off. I don't know if we're going to have that in 05 to 09. There's going to be some deep albums in there. I'm excited and nervous.
I am very excited as well. So keep it locked. Now that's what I call brunch. Volume 2 will be in a couple weeks after Thanksgiving. All right, well, guys, there's something we've been talking about in the brunch breakdown text for like I feel like a couple weeks now. Is slowly but surely the NHL has been rolling out these the retro. What do they call it? Retro reverse, which is just like
Yeah,
a long
reverse
way to just say we got new uniforms, guys. We're gonna put them on.
Reverse
Right.
retro.
Reverse retro,
Yeah,
which is essentially like these uniforms that kind of mirror what they wore in the past, but they reversed a lot of the style elements. So, Didi, like you said at the start of the episode, like some of them pretty cool looking, some of them, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can we start with the Mighty Ducks, please?
Yeah.
Because talk about doing too much. Like
Oh,
the Mighty Ducks doing too much All-Stars there. I don't know what is happening on the front. I just think there's too much. Like, I don't think they need to do all that. Didn't need to do all that. There's just too much going on. Makes it just look like something you'd never want to put on.
I love this jersey. It's one of my favorite 3. Honestly, I love how unique it is. How it's featuring the old team mascot. We're actually getting the Mighty Ducks back, versus what the Ducks have kind of evolved and become once they had to drop that nickname and start to utilize that logo a little bit more. But I'll tell you what, it's going to look weird on the ice with the team wearing it. They chose perfect models of what you would be wearing. These are specifically for a demographic of kids that want to wear cool jerseys. This is the Oregon Ducks of the NFL right here, what they're trying to do and do something completely out of the box, which credit to them, they don't do a whole lot of. So this is cool on the street. This is cool for 90s bar crawls. It's not going to look good on the ice, but I love it. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I had it as one of my favorites too, just because it was outside of the box. I don't love how like the lettering and the numbering looks, but just like the logo. And if you're not watching, if you're listening, it's like a cartoon duck, I don't know, busting out of like a frozen pond or something like that, holding a hockey stick, and he just was like super jacked. Like it looks, I think it looks cool. I would have, if I could choose, I would have them do the old logo that they had because I love those uniforms, but like I thought this was a cool spin on it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get why you like it. I just think they did I don't know, too much. Because this looks like it's like the Mighty Ducks cartoon thing.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot going on there. A lot going on. Yeah.
Well, scrolling down on this, one of my favorites is in this second photo, and it is the take on the Hartford Whalers, but for the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina Hurricanes moved from, they were a relocated franchise, used to be in Hartford, and I think anything with the old Hartford Whalers logo on it is just, I mean, about as good as you can get. So that's one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, it's a decent second grouping here. None I'd put in my top 3, but if I had to pick one from this group, I'd go with the Hartford Whalers just to that nod of Hartford. That's cool. I think Buffalo's actually turned out a lot nicer than I expected. So yeah.
I thought they phoned it in, the Whalers thing. I'm serious. I feel like this was so easy. This was just like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. I don't know. No. Everyone's doing a lot of these are doing daring things. If there's anything I like about the Mighty Ducks one is like they at least try something. There's a lot of that's like looks like there's a lot of people trying, and I feel like the Whalers thing was kind of like I don't know,
Uh,
just me.
One thing to point out that like the Chicago Blackhawks one, that you could tell they're going to be changing their logo because they did everything they could do to hide the actual logo
Oh yeah,
in like all of the photos. So
yeah,
Right.
that logo is going away.
here's a third grouping. Another one of these that's in my top group is Colorado, another franchise that relocated from a different city. They were originally in Quebec City, the Quebec Nordiques. The Colorado Avalanche are going to be doing like a take on the Nordiques old uniform, but in their colors. And I thought that one was really cool too.
That's my favorite jersey, period, out of all of these. That they have that nod to the Quebec Nordiques, the way they have the fleur-de-lis in the bottom, and it's all the current Colorado Avalanche colors with the maroon. I think it looks fantastic. That's definitely my favorite.
Yeah, the fleur de lis at the bottom. That's just really cool. Some of these are going to look interesting on the ice.
Right.
I will say. I don't know what they're going to look like on the ice, but I think the NHL did something they never really do, and they kind of did something that's catered towards the fans. And this is actually with all these jerseys. I think it's cool that they did something that's like these are like streetwear. Like you're supposed to wear these somewhere as a fan. You're not supposed to just wear these to the game or whatever. You're not supposed to have these on the ice. Like these just look like they made like streetwear, and I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Next set here, Detroit, Edmonton, Florida. Detroit is one of my least favorites. I think it's boring as hell.
Yep.
There's like nothing happening.
Nothing.
Yeah, that is my least favorite. I know they don't have a lot of colors and things to work with, and they try to be traditional as one of the original six, but come on, this is not good.
They made a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
That's literally it. That's all. You know what I mean? Like that's all it is. Like they made a sweatshirt with the Wings logo on.
Yep.
Don't spend all your money on this. Like you can literally just go buy a Detroit Red Wings sweatshirt for like a third of the price.
Yeah. Didi, I want your take on this next group because your LA Kings are here.
Oh yeah, I love it. One thing I do love about Pittsburgh, and that is unique to Pittsburgh, is that teams don't, all the teams have the same colors. And anytime they do that here, and there's rumors that because I know the Lakers are bringing back the blue jerseys, and they've done some things with stripes like the Dodgers before. I think it'll be cool that like in Staples Center for a night or two, the teams will have the same colors. I think it'll be fun. At least the Lakers and Kings, the ones that matter. The Clippers don't matter. But yeah, I think it'll be cool, and I think these look pretty sweet. So wondering that I wish they would just adopt it, and stay this way forever. Just be purple and gold.
Yeah, the purple and gold, it's great. That's also definitely one of my favorites. I think there's a lot of hype around that one, and it's going to be a popular one for sure.
Yeah, it's fun, especially this year with the Lakers back and winning championships. It's like just seems this is gonna be a big deal, and I love them. I think they look great.
I also am kind of partial to the one in the middle, the Minnesota Wild, kind of taking a cue from the Minnesota North Stars who had previously been there, because I think of the normal jerseys, the Minnesota Wilds are the worst in the NHL. They're like skating Christmas trees. They look ridiculous. So I thought that was cool. I think they should just adopt that, kind of like the Kings, and just go with it full time.
Yeah.
Anything here? Nashville, Jersey, Islanders.
Thank you for not getting the email that you guys were making jerseys this year. Thank you guys so much.
Right. There's just some
they
laziness going
completely
around
missed the
here.
email. They full missed the email. Like their squad,
Where's
their
that
team.
old logo with the Islander like goaltender? You remember that one where
Yeah,
it says Islanders on it with the old gray beard guy? Where is that? That's what I want here.
They missed the email. That's all. That's like that's it. They missed it. They missed it. Quarantine, it's been tough on a lot of people. New York was on lockdown, and they just couldn't get to the office. I don't know.
Definitely.
That's it. Because this is embarrassing.
Rangers, Ottawa, Philly. Anything here?
Philadelphia, another one.
I think
missed the email.
I think the Rangers got lazy here too, that they refused to have a jersey other than blue. because this isn't super different from when they had that logo years ago. The jersey should be red. I know they're the blue shirts, but look what the Canadians did. They went with the reverse. There's supposed to be a reverse in here. This isn't just retro. So I thought that was kind of lazy on their part.
That's fair.
Yeah,
And I'm with you,
ugly
Didi.
logo.
Philly basically just like they're like, "Here, well, we'll just wear the same thing."
Yeah, they got the logo late. Like the Islanders completely missed the Islanders completely missed the email. The Flyers, they got the email late,
While they were like making the
and then they
sleeves.
they did the sleeve thing. They're like, I think this is enough.
They just sewed two jerseys together, and they're like, "That works, right? Right?
Yeah,
That's it."
like, this is like peak assignment to do at 6 a.m. and we started at 5:30.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
All right, boys. I hate to say it, but me and Dan's home team here in Pittsburgh, I think might be the worst of all of these.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that.
I think it might be the worst.
Is this just because you're mad? That's what this is, right? You're just mad. Because I don't see, because I like these. I like these a lot. But are you just mad that it's not black?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Okay.
That's what I'm mad about. If it was black, I'd be that's what we've been hoping for so long here, and I don't know, it just feels empty, the white. I'm guess I'm glad to see it, but it just doesn't feel it feels like a ripoff.
Yeah, I would have rather the Pens done like remember when they redid the Penguin logo where it just came down to like a V at the bottom of it. A lot of people call it the pigeon logo. I would have rather them taken one of those jerseys and reversed it. So like the white one with that logo on it, like make that a black jersey and make the logo white or something.
Yeah.
I would have rather had that than taking like my personal favorite jersey and reversing it. So yeah, it is kind of personal. It's personal for me, Didi. It's
Okay.
personal.
That's how it feels because a lot of people don't like this. Like, I mean, everyone from home hates this jersey. And I'm like, I mean, I understand what we wanted, but I feel like we're going to end up getting that. I feel like this says to me, we're going to get what we wanted. We just got to wait a little bit more time.
Yeah.
Because once you do this, okay, the next thing you have to do is just make it black.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here for it. But I get why. I get being mad.
Here's our last two groups. I'll throw it to you guys in a second. I just want to say it's hilarious to me that Vegas has a retro jersey because they've been around for 2 years.
I guess in the note here it says it's paying homage to a pro hockey franchise that preceded them, and I honestly, when I first scrolled through this and I saw that, I'm like, who is that? No clue what team that is. I have no clue what team that is. So thankfully they're in order here. There's some. I think the top three are fine. Tampa Bay is a little lazy. Toronto went ultra throwback. I typically don't like gradient in jerseys, but with the Canucks there, I kind of dig it. I don't know. Again, that might be one of those things where it looks good on the street on a model, but on the ice it's going to look stupid. I like most of these here. I like the Jets, and as much as I hate the Washington Capitals, I really like that jersey.
Yeah, in this group, the Capitals, not just in this group, when I was doing this, like the Capitals, that's my favorite jersey. I think that just looks awesome. Like, I think that looks super sweet. So I like the Capitals here. The Vegas thing, I feel like Vegas had a chance to do something fun. Like,
Yeah.
who cares about the hockey franchise came before? What? Who cares? They could have just done, I don't know. They could have done something super fun here and been like more Vegas of a jersey instead of this very boring thing. Because it's not just like stupid with the old team. It's just boring.
Yeah. Right.
They're
so afraid to do like gambling references on their jerseys, but I think like rolling some dice or like blackjack cards on the front, like that would be such a cool third jersey for them.
Mm-hmm.
Anything. Like you could have put I don't know. You could have put like a pool and a DJ on the back. You could have done something. Like you just could have done something more fun that just like screamed out Vegas. Yeah, like anything. Like, gosh, you could have done something. But yeah, Vegas. Thought too hard on that one.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what these look like when the teams actually wear them on the ice and
Yeah.
see if like our opinions change at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you gonna run out and go get one? Any?
No.
No.
No, if it was well, I already have the jersey I want and they didn't make it,
Right.
so I'm just going to stay at home with my unique jersey and laugh at everybody that buys that stupid white one.
Well, boys, let's get into what we're listening to. Let's do this right now. What are we listening to this week? It has been a very fun. It was a lot of music being released this week, and I am going to go with the first one because I talked about this earlier in the show because of my Santa topic, Lil Nas X, Holiday. I like when people try to do different things with Christmas music. I do because we basically all only listen to 5 Christmas songs. That's it. Like a lot of people put out music, and I like when somebody does something different. So, Lil Nas X, Holiday, perfect for your, week before Thanksgiving or whatever.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. I'm gonna go with maybe a more obvious pick for general public and people like that, but it's too good not to put on this playlist. Billie Eilish. Therefore, I am. Holy shit, this song's fantastic. It's dark. It's a bass, driven beat, and it's exactly what you'd expect from Billie Eilish. That somehow she keeps getting better. She's still so young and early in her career, and there's so much pressure on her. But the fact that she still comes out with these phenomenal songs and doing things unlike anybody else is amazing. So it gets me super excited about what's next for her. Likely an album at some point in the first half of next year. So therefore, I am Billie Eilish. Amazing.
Fun fact, that video, you both have been to that mall.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm about to
It's
look at
Billie
that again
Eilish.
another time to see to notice that. I like that.
Billie Eilish running around the Glendale Galleria, and you have both been to that mall. Fun fact.
Awesome.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah.
That's two. That's two this episode.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Billie Eilish and Cisco all in the same episode. Diversifying. I put Less Than Jake on the playlist a couple of weeks ago, and they've released another song from their upcoming album. So I wanted to toss this on the playlist. Their song Anytime and Anywhere. I mean, just generally, guys, if I get an opportunity where one of my favorite ska bands is actually producing new music, well, you bet your ass I'm putting it on the playlist and we're going to promote it. So yeah, Anytime and Anywhere. Less Than Jake has another new song out, and I'm liking what they're doing, and I'm super excited that they're going to have a new album coming out.
Nice. All right. Well, in the summer, I put Kelsey Ballerini's Hole in the Bottle on the playlist. Well, I'm putting this new version of Hole in the Bottle with Shania Twain on the playlist. She just put this out. It's got the goat on it, Shania, and it's basically, basically the same song, but it's Shania singing the second verse, and they're kind of talking over it. And if you like Hole in the Bottle, and if you like country music, this version is just as good, if not better, than the regular version. So, Hole in the Bottle, Kelsey and Shania Twain.
It's funny you mentioned that, Dee Dee. I have a strong suspicion that we might be talking Shania Twain for Now That's What I Call Brunch Volume 2. Just maybe. It just sounds like that timeline. Am I right there? There might be a track. There might be a track on there somewhere. We'll have to wait and see. Next one up for me is from Paris Jackson. Yes, that Paris Jackson, as in the daughter of the King of Pop. She released. I almost put this on last week. She released a song, "Let Down," the week leading up to her debut album coming out. Came out this past week. The album's called "Wilted," and my favorite song on it, and the single that was off of it, is called "Let Down." Guys, I wasn't expecting this. I didn't know that she was attempting to be a musician, anything like that. Didn't hear anything, and all of a sudden I heard the song, and I was like, "Whoa, this is she could be the real deal here." You're not gonna. It's not gonna pop. It's not nothing like what Michael's saying. It's not even close. It's very soft. She's got a beautiful voice. It's the songs are vocally driven. It's the lyrics and her voice that leads every one of these songs, and that music is just kind of in the background, which is fantastic. She's trying to be really showcasing her voice, which I was surprised how great it was because, again, I wasn't expecting this. So I'm really excited to hear more, excited to dive into that album more. But Paris Jackson, let down.
So check that out.
Yeah. This this may not be fair. I don't know if this like violates the rules of the playlist or not. But
Uh-oh.
you know what? It probably doesn't, because I'm going to talk about keeping a song on the playlist. And for God's sake, we've had Vin Diesel on the playlist for like 3 months.
I don't know. You
Um,
need an exemption.
Watch
Let's
your
go. What you
mouth,
got?
sir.
the retro replacement last week was Trey Songz "Say Ah," and then Dee Dee sent the unplugged performance of that song to on the text message, and I had never heard that before, and it was awesome. I mean, it was so good. So I kind of want to take that and actually put the unplugged version on the playlist this week, if you guys will give me your blessing for that.
If you weren't going to do it, I was going to.
There it is.
Because I had it written down here. I was like, if this isn't mentioned, I'm saying it. Yeah, because
Yep.
when I was looking up, because I always put the songs from Spotify onto Apple Music, so I can just like play it from my house, and yeah, from Apple TV. And when I was like looking for it, the Say Unplugged came up, and I was like, oh my god, I completely forgot about this. And I just listened to that like nonstop, because friggin' like that band and the string section, the video, like I'm sure the video's on YouTube somewhere. You can watch it. It's, it's amazing. Yeah. I'm happy I did that for you guys this week, because it's great. All right. And my last one here, Dempsey Hope, Roller Rink. I love this song. I interviewed this kid last week. I am a huge fan of this. Just the song's just a jam. Like, that's the only way I can describe the song. It's just a vibe. It is a jam, and it's just he's literally just talking about roller rink and this girl, and it's just a very good song. And I don't want to say too much about it. I'm just gonna say Dempsey Hope, Roller Rink. That will be someone's favorite song on the playlist this week. I don't know who, but it will be someone out there who loves that song.
Nice. Like that. My last one is going to be from an artist that's been familiar to our playlist, because she's probably my most favorite discovered artist in the last year and a half. Benny, my girl Benny, finally released her debut full-length album called Hey You X. Released just this past week. You've heard some of the songs before that I've put on. Super Lonely's been on there, and Everywhere on the Radio. Snail put on earlier in the summer, but the full-length album finally came out. Just got a lot of great collaborations on here, including with Grimes, boys. Yeah, talk about a match made in heaven. Talk about it. But I'm going to put Cool from the album on this playlist. It's spelled Kool. It's poppy. It's funky. It's a great bass guitar line that kind of drives the song. Super catchy. Love this album. So Cool from my girl Benny to round out the playlist for me this week.
Dan, this is... we were on a marshmallow streak, and now I think we're on a funky streak with you.
Funky,
I think
this
baby. This is
the
third
funky weeks.
This is the third or fourth episode where you've described a song as funky, I think. Or like you called Halloween funky one episode.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. We're
like
keeping that rolling. Yeah, marshmallow's done. Funky's the new streak. Let's go.
Funky is the phrase that pays this week on the Brunch Breakdown.
Yeah, there you go.
in the checkout.
My retro replacement song this week. Playlist last week. Dee Dee, I love that Bryce Vine song. I had never heard that one either.
Yeah.
And it's the beginning of that song to me felt like it belongs in some type of movie. Like the way it just kind of instrumentally comes in. Like I feel like I could see like someone walking along and like an intro as a movie gets set up in the first scene or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's the reason why the song was so good coming out of NFL games. That's how I heard it. Like I heard it just like, watching the Fox, and they just kept playing it into every commercial break. And I was like, this song's sweet. So
yeah, very good. I'm going to put somebody, who knows, this song could come up in our next review of the Now albums. I'm going to put Lil Wayne on the playlist, Mrs. Officer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That could come up.
No real reason other than I love that song. It's just like the
Okay.
beer. It's like, Dan, it's good. That's the reason.
I love it. I love it. And we will also have on the playlist this week now songs as well. Some of our favorites from, I guess, our favorite albums or songs that we saw for those first couple decades. So we'll have a lot. The playlist is going to be huge this week. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I know a lot of people are going to be doing some traveling over the next couple weeks and all that stuff. So this playlist is going to be very good for sure for all of that. Well, boys, this has been another great brunch breakdown. Dan, tell everybody where they can find the Brunch Breakdown.
Of course, absolutely. You can find the Brunch Breakdown anywhere that you listen to podcasts. Like we say every week, that includes Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, Stitcher. Not just those. It's anywhere that you listen to podcasts. If it's somewhere that you like that you can't find us, let us know. We'll find a way to get on there. And hit subscribe. Leave us a review. That helps us. That helps you. Gets the episodes to you each and every week. Be sure to follow us on our YouTube page as well, where the full video episodes, we had a lot of visuals in this episode. This is a good one to watch. Unfortunately, if you're listening to it at the end, you probably want to go back and watch it now. A little too late.
That's a great point. We should probably say that next time at the beginning.
When you say at the beginning, right?
I didn't even think of that.
We need that disclaimer.
Hey, 27 episodes in, we're finally going to put all the shout outs at the beginning. Smart. Go us. Why are we here? This is terrible.
We'll get there. But for next time, learn that. Go to our YouTube page. Also available on our Facebook page. Just search Brunch Breakdown. The full video episodes premiere at noon Eastern every Wednesday. And follow us everywhere on social media at Brunch Breakdown. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Follow us. We follow you back. Share the love.
I'm embarrassed. What the hell have we been doing? Jesus. Well, anyways, guys, this has been the Brunch Breakdown. I'm TD, Chris, Dan. We are out of here. Talk to you guys next week. Peace.